All right, let's get to the top story today. Now, U.S. President Donald Trump has departed for his high-stakes three-day visit to China. This as he seeks to ramp up trade despite potential friction over Taiwan and Iran. Leaving Washington on Tuesday, Trump said he expected a long talk with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping about Iran.
Well, I think, number one, we're going to have a long talk about it. I think he's been relatively good, to be honest with you. You look at the blockade, no problem. They get a lot of their oil from that area. We've had no problem, and he's been a friend of mine. He's been somebody that we get along with.
Now, when asked if he needs the Chinese president to help with Iran, Trump said he doesn't think so, and going on to claim that they will win the war one way or the other. Here's what he said.
We'll win it one way or the other. We'll win it peacefully or otherwise. Their Navy's gone, their Air Force is gone, every single element of their war machine is gone.
This trip, the first since Trump visited Beijing in 2017, will involve high-stakes talks with Xi on Thursday and Friday during a packed itinerary that includes a state banquet and tea reception. Trade ties between Beijing and Washington have been fraught in recent years. The two sides are currently maintaining a one-year truce in their tariff war, reached at Trump and Xi Jinping's last meeting in South Korea in October. Trump is being accompanied in China by a large group of top U.S. business executives, including Tesla's Elon Musk and Apple's Tim Cook. Among other things that they are expected to come up for discussion include Taiwan on Monday. Trump said that he would speak to Xi about arms sales to Taiwan. It marked a departure from historic U.S. insistence that it will not consult Beijing on its support to the island. Trump is also accompanied by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, and White House Deputy Chief of Staff James Blair, among others aboard Air Force One. White House says First Lady Melania is not accompanying Trump to China during the visit. And now we are being joined live on the broadcast by Laura Westbrook from Hong Kong. Hi, Laura. Thank you for joining me. Firstly, tell us what all is on agenda. Trump is already on his way to China. Iran war, energy, trade war. What all is going to be at the table for discussions today?
Well, as you just heard there from U.S. President Donald Trump, he said that President Xi Jinping was a friend of his and to expect a lot of good things are going to happen. So really projecting a lot of optimism before he took off and headed to Beijing. He's expected to land in Beijing tonight, and then he will be holding there will be a state reception at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing on Thursday. The two leaders are expected to have a state banquet. They're expected to go on a stroll in stroll in the Temple of Heaven garden, and they're also expected to have tea and lunch before Donald Trump flies back to the United States on Friday. So a lot to pack in there. Both sides have said that there is stability in the relationship, and they do want to see that continue. Now, on the agenda, as you mentioned, many business chiefs and business CEOs are in that delegation. Apple CEO Tim Cook, as well as NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, and also the Boeing CEO. So there is expectations that potentially there will be an announcement by China to buy Boeing jets. Experts also saying they're watching out to see whether both sides will agree to extend the trade truce. Also looking to see if China will make any other purchases, perhaps soybeans, perhaps beef, and whether there will also be an announcement on the Board of Trade. This is a new board where the two sides can work together to facilitate trade on non-strategic areas. So those are some of the potential deliverables that could be on the cards during this meeting. Also, as you mentioned, there are some potential sticking points. Technology is one of those. With the US limiting exports on the most advanced chips to China, will that be discussed? Will there be any potential resolution on the most advanced chips being allowed into China? Also, Taiwan, that is the most sensitive issue. Beijing has signaled that it is a priority in these talks. The White House has said that its policy on Taiwan has not changed, but we will be watching to see whether that is discussed and what is discussed. And also, Donald Trump has said that he will bring up the case of Jimmy Lai. He is the Hong Kong media tycoon who was jailed and sentenced in February to 20 years in prison in his national security trial on charges of collusion and also sedition. Donald Trump on the campaign trail has said that he would try to secure his release, and since then he has said that he would bring up the case, but also this is a sensitive topic for Beijing as well.
Right. Thank you, Laura, for taking us through all of those updates. All eyes will be on the Xi Jinping and Trump meeting that is due to happen tomorrow and day after. Thank you for joining me with all of those updates.